Hello, my name is Kirsten, and this is my oral presentation for English 101. My research project is about public funding for preschool. This is a heavily debated topic as the number of children enrolled in preschool is getting higher. Parents, teachers, and communities are starting to question the benefits of preschool and why it needs the same level of funding as adolescent education. Preschool today is really starting to become the norm for families. In today's world, most children come from dual income households, and with both parents working, they need their kids in school during the day at younger ages. So most states have actually started creating curriculum for preschool. However, not all states yet offer public-wide preschool. Preschool is currently exclusive to the parents and families that can afford it. That means that lower income families from different socioeconomic backgrounds aren't getting the same equal opportunities for early childhood education. So the position that I took on this paper is that public funding should be available for preschool so that all families have equal opportunities for their children to attend preschool. While I was searching for historical backgrounds for this paper, I was actually shocked to find that early childhood education has been a concept longer than I had thought. Formal early education actually dates back to the early 1820s. I thought this would be later since the benefits of early education weren't really researched until many, many years later. I also briefly mentioned in the historical context that the initial push for preschool funding started around 2007 when President George Bush requested $500 million towards Head Start funding. This was important to share because it comes up later in the countering position that I discussed. So when I began researching, one of the most helpful experts I found was a woman named Marilyn Fleer. She's this well-respected early childhood development specialist at Monash University in Australia. She wrote a pretty opinionated article titled Early Childhood Education, a Public Right and Not a Privilege. The whole premise of her article is that preschool should be available for everybody. One of her main arguments is that the current studies show clear links between early education and long-term academic success. So this got me thinking that if proper education in the early years is just as critical as adolescent education, then shouldn't we be treating it the same way? There's another article I found by Lynn Curlin titled Growing Readers, Everyone's Job. Lynn made a point in the article that I actually hadn't even considered before the research process. She talked about how the standards for children going into kindergarten have increased significantly. Schools do kindergarten screenings now to test what the children know before they even enter kindergarten. So a proper preschool program is critical for the modern family to get the kids kindergarten ready because these modern busy moms just don't have the time anymore, and kids are expected to read and know the whole alphabet before they can go to kindergarten now. So my counterclaim was pretty easy to find. It's a highly political topic, so there's a lot of highly political articles relating to it, but the article that I chose is called Head Start Enters Adulthood, written by Constance Holden. As I mentioned in my historical context, President Bush requested a $500 million increase in Head Start funding. Head Start, by the way, is this popular preschool program in the United States, but the foundation of Holden's argument is that the results of early childhood education have not yet been quantifiable. So how can we constitute spending that much money on it? At one point, she actually declares that long-term benefits have not been clearly demonstrated. Since Holden made that rather bold claim, I was able to forward the discussion by dissenting. I found multiple authors that provided exact research